up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Ring show. And as you can see, Sabrina is not here, but we do have the lovely Kelly filling in for Sabrina. How are you
I'm
doing?
tagging in here. She picked out for that hot tag, and I tagged in. So
Yeah, right. We're
Yep.
here. At least there's two of us, so we'll
Yeah.
keep the conversation flowing.
yeah,
And jumping right in, our guest today is none other than Trevor Terry.
Hey, here we go.
How are you today?
Doing good, doing great. It's Friday, end of the week. I'm ready to go.
Right? And the weather's been nice up here anyways. So can't complain, especially for April.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So usually we jump right into it, like who or what got you into wrestling?
Yeah, so I'm gonna take you back to 2009. I was in fourth grade. I came down with a sickness. I don't know if cold, something, flu bug, and my mother recorded a live taping of not live taping, but live episode of Monday Night Raw, and that was like something I could watch while I stayed home during the school day sick. And I honestly can't remember the whole episode was, but I do remember the main event, which stuck out to me, and that was a fatal four-way for the WWE Championship. It was Randy Orton versus John Cena versus Big Show versus Triple H, and that match got me hooked ever since. Just from there on up, just loved it. Loved wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all had those days. Like I think I'm a little older than you. I had those days of recording the show because I'd watch WCW and then I'd go back to WWE. Flip back and forth.
Wars,
but we'd record the whole Monday Night Raw and Monday Night, I think it was Warzone, was the 9 to 10 hour at that time. Because it was only 2 hours to start at first. So.
Speaking past my generation, I don't know any of that.
That's okay.
All good.
Yeah, it's all good.
So with that being said, who trained you?
Yeah, so when I first started, I started with Excite Wrestling, which is located in Johnson City, New York. And my first trainer that ever taught me how the first bump and even hitting the ropes was Jeff Greeno, or also known as Anarchy Ash Aubrey. Also Sean Carr and
very good
Pat Sawyer.
Okay.
And then recently last year went to Nightmare Factory down in Georgia. And my trainers there was Cody Rhodes, QT Marshall, and Billy Gunn.
Wow. How awesome is that?
Trainers since I started.
Yep, that is so awesome to hear. Just to hear somebody I used to watch train. Yeah, I used to love Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn was my DX guy. So that is awesome to hear. And Cody Rhodes, of course, too. I'm a little sour against him right now still, but yeah, and Cody and QT and stuff. But yeah, that's awesome though. And how long were you down there for about training? Like a week or two, or was it a month or a couple? I'm sorry.
I temporarily moved into they had a housing program where we had I had 6 other roommates that were also in the same camp.
Yeah.
3 months right in McDonough, Georgia, which is half hour from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So a nice busy area. But yeah, 3 months. It was a lot, but it was fun. Hard, but fun.
That's probably something you'll always take with you throughout life too. That's an awesome experience, I can imagine.
Very
cool. Very cool. Were you invited, or did you kind of submit I don't want to say paper, but like an application to go there, or were you kind of invited?
Yeah, so it's completely application based. They have a website you go on, and you it's like a mini audition. You you fill your information, your height, weight, and they ask you this big question at the end. It's why do you want to do this? Why should we accept you? And you just type a paragraph or send a video, and they just do the narrating process. And I was luck, or but they a week or so later they contacted me. They're like, "Hey, are you serious?" And I'm like, "Of course I am." And they're like, "Hey, we got spots. We got spots open." So you can't pass up on that,
Yeah. Was there anybody? I'm sorry. I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. No, hey, no worries.
I was thinking, was there anybody in that class that is currently on television now, or is there that's working their way up through darks and stuff? Is there anybody in your class like that that was kind of made it a little bit further?
So there was I know there were several that made it on Dark. Corey Calhoun, Megan Myers.
Okay.
I think she's a Pennsylvania local.
Yeah.
Like I think she's
That
like.
name's familiar. Yeah.
And we had some guys from Canada. We actually had like I think we had like 5 guys from Canada, and they've all been on Dark now. But just Dark. One of my roommates was actually Cole Carter. I don't know if you ever heard of Cole.
Yep, we know Cole.
So I saw him every day. Like we all lived with him, so that was kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of like get his insight and like his advice. He wasn't like in the camp, but like he lived there, and you know would go on his flights to Dynamite and Rampage. It would also give us like cool you know good tips and advice for you know wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Ask Sabrina about Cole Carter. She'll go crazy. She's like, "Oh my God, Cole Carter!" I'm like, "Girl," and that's what my dad said in the chat.
Yeah, the ladies. Yeah, the ladies do like Cole. He's told us.
Yeah. That's
told us some stories.
I'm sure the ladies are after you though too with that blonde hair, and it's almost hookish hair. I'll say. It can be very. It looks like Hook sometimes with it when you're in the ring.
That's funny you mentioned that. What's his name? Dewey Murray. You guys heard of him? Dewey Murray. He does shows around. I think New York. He calls me Hook all the time.
Yeah.
Every time he walks in, he's like, "Hook, that's Hook."
Yeah.
I started laughing. I'm like, God.
You know, I was editing your pictures from UCW, that show, and I'm like, who does this kid look like? Who does this kid look like? And I'm like, oh, it's Hook. It's Hook. That's you look like Hook. So.
No, I love it. That's awesome. No, Hook's cool. I like.
Yeah,
I like his wrestling style. It's
very kind of old school, a little bit mixed with like not very high flyer, but very technical. I like that. He's kind of like his dad, you know.
Absolutely, Taz. Yeah, absolutely.
Taz is great. I like Taz.
Taz is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So my dad has a question. He goes, "This question is for Trevor. What is your favorite style of wrestling when you're in the ring?"
Oh, so I take a lot of inspiration from Japanese pro wrestling. I'm a big suplex guy. If you watch my matches, if you watch pictures that I upload from just, you know, all photographers, I do a lot of suplexes. I love my signature style is bridging. So every suplex I do, I bridge on my neck.
Head and toes, yeah.
German suplex, Northern Light suplex, Dragon suplex, fisherman suplex, base suplex, like you name it. That's my style is suplexes. I love them with a little striking in there. You know, I like to do like kicks and strikes, punches.
Yeah, your kicks stand out to me when I was watching. Well, when I was taking shots of you, your kicks were really nice.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
so that's my style: striker, technical suplexer. You know, just really, just hunker down on them.
And what's your finisher move? Do you have like a signature finish?
Yeah, so my finisher right now is it's a modified Shinkasa, which is Shinsuke Nakamura's finisher, where he like shin strikes them in their face. I do the same concept, but to the back of the head.
Okay.
So I hit the ropes and then just lunge right there in my shin and just almost like a shining wizard, but like the opposite way, you know?
Yeah.
That's my finish right now. Signature would probably be my ripcord. I do a ripcord Northern Lights suplex into a bridge. That'd probably be my signature move, along with probably, you know, I do another signature German suplex into a bridge as well.
Cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. A lot of people usually have like the same things. They do the same thing in the ring all the time. Like Sutton, me, and Sabrina recently been saying, like, with all love, because we're nice girls, but SPF be doing the same moves in the ring all the time. Like, you got to switch it up a little bit and do something that they're not going to expect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but even some of the, like, I'll say like the Finn, like even I love Finn Balor, don't get me wrong, but even like when I watched Finn on NXT, when he was on NXT, you could kind of almost guess his routine. Like he would Pele kick, it was like almost guessable after a while. Like Harley said, it's nice to switch things up to keep the people and the fans guessing.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I agree. I myself am, you know, when I'm at training, I try to work on like just new stuff, because you're absolutely correct. It's if you can have like just a broad spectrum of moves,
Yeah.
and you can choose when you want to do them, whenever in shows, you always keep the audience engaged. Like, oh, is he gonna hit this one or that one? Instead of like, oh, I see, there's a German suplex coming. I already see that a mile away.
Yeah.
Always got to keep the audience guessing.
Guessing, yes.
Yep.
So you said like you were training for a while. How long was it until you actually had your first match?
So my debut was May 21st of last year. I started wrestling. Started like first week of training was like the end of the summer of 2021. So I'd say not quite a year, but almost a year till I made my debut.
Wow, it's really cool.
And where was your debut at?
So my debut wasn't, ironically enough, my debut wasn't with the home promotion that I started with. It was a fundraiser show. It was Mama Flo. It was Chad Jackson's mother who passed away.
Oh.
They did like a benefit show for to like raise money and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that was running the show was I think it was ECPW. Yeah, it was because they had I remember the ring and whatnot. The guy that was booking the matches was Jim Holbert, which I'm not sure if you guys know, but Jim Holbert was booking the matches, and I remember, we as us students, we were there for ring crew, just help ring crew. We're helping the show out.
Yep, you're paying your dues.
Just get out there, right? And I remember after finishing that, I go to the locker room to kind of just hang out with people, talk to people, whoever's not busy, and I see Jim Holbert and Luca Mancini.
Okay.
They're walking right towards me, like clearly come to me. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking I did something wrong already.
Yeah.
So many etiquettes in wrestling and do's and don'ts. I'm like, oh, geez, what did I do? Maybe I shouldn't even be in this locker room. They come up to me and they're like, hey, Trevor, Luca's opponent couldn't make it for whatever reason. You got your gear on you. And he's like, how long have you been training? I'm like, oh, almost a year. And yeah, I got my gear in my car. He's like, perfect. Get your gear. Luca's great. Trust him. Like, you guys will be fine. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Like just a debut out of nowheres,
At
that time when that happened, like the show was like pretty much just starting. So like I sprinted to my car. I'm like, oh, let's go. I'm ready. Getting my gear, getting everything ready to go. And we went over a match and that was my debut against Luca Mancini. I'm not sure if it's still on YouTube. The match did get uploaded under I think it was Rope to Rope Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's still up. It may have gotten taken down, but if it's still up, you can definitely watch it there. It was a fun match, debut. I just still remember all of it. It was so fun. All the emotions. Nervous, excited, don't want to screw up, but also let's put on a good match, and went just fine, smooth, fun.
Smooth. That's what you want, and that quick adrenaline rush of getting asked.
Oh, yeah.
The lesson of always keep your gear in your car.
You
never know.
You never know. That's literally how I made my debut for UCW and High Ground.
Mm-hmm.
UCW. The one that you was in the tag team match with Tom Mitchell.
Yep, with Tom.
I was gonna ride with Maxwell Keith and Kobe Parks or Cairo to the show to help out, just to help out and just get out and meet more people.
Right. Get your name out there and
exactly
make connections. Yeah.
And that morning of the show, the owner, what was his name? James, I believe. Mm-hmm. The owner of UCW, James. He friend requested me and I accepted it, and he sent me a message. He was like, hey, bring your gear. You got a feeling for Tom Mitchell. His tag team partner is injured. I'm like, awesome. All right, we'll do, man. We'll do. So that's how I got into UCW, just bring your gear. And then High Ground, same thing. High Ground, I brought my gear. I rode with Frank Sassano and Mason Keeler.
No, Ref Frank.
Yeah, Ref Frank.
Ref Frank is great.
I love him, man. He's
a good guy.
Awesome guy. Oh, rode with them to the High Ground show. And same thing, like just helped out, helped set up, met people, and like right before the show started, like Frank's like, "Hey, get your gear." I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, they need somebody to fill in for a triple threat against Luca Mancini
Mm-hmm.
and Roadblock. And I'm like, all right. So yeah, just going back to what you said, always bring your gear. You know,
Always
it's
bring your gear.
always bring your gear. It's because it's these last two promotions. I probably wouldn't even like gotten into if I didn't, if I didn't bring the gear. If I just wore my casual clothes and that's it.
Yeah, it's always good just to store at least an extra set or something in the back of your car, just in case.
Absolutely.
That's funny you say that about UCW, that you were like a substitute there, because I actually was a substitute too. I mean, I got a message at I was working a show in Harrisburg the Saturday night before that UCW show. I was working PWE down in Harrisburg at the technical school down there. And I got a message from one of my friends, another photographer friend, Bree Sports Photography. She shot the last show there. She said, "Hey, I can't," or she shot the last show at High Ground, I should say. She said, "Hey, I can't make it tomorrow. I gave him your name. Do you think you'd be able to make it?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll make it." So it's funny you say that. I was also a sub, and I got tagged in. We both got tagged in.
Wrestling, commentating, refereeing, like any aspects, it's always be ready.
Be ready. Yep.
Be ready.
Yep. Be ready with some gear and some notes or whatever. Yep.
Absolutely.
It was a fun show. It was an experience.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I actually got to interview you and Tom Mitchell.
Yeah. I remember. That was cool. That was cool. I like that aspect of that. That was the first show I was at where like the wrestler gets interviewed like right after the match.
Yeah,
so that was cool. I was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
It reminded me of like TV wrestling where like they interviewed like the guy quick after a match. Like it just like it felt professional.
Yeah, I thought that too. I thought that was really neat to have somebody interviewing them. You're interviewing you guys after the match was done. I thought that was really different too. So, and good on Harley. Harley done good that day.
Thank you. It was neat for his first time, but
awesome. Yeah.
I think we killed it. And like Tom Mitchell and you guys, you were like, it's fine, and you guys helped us get through it. It was it was fun. It was a good show overall.
Yeah.
But you were talking about how you got tagged in and stuff. Is there anything like you specifically do before you come out that curtain?
Not a whole lot because I'm already so in the zone. The only thing I really do is like maybe like a couple swigs of water just to like, because usually like when I'm like that like hyper, I get like cotton mouth. It's the worst. I hate that feeling. It's like So you gotta drink like a little water. I'll do like push-ups to get like a little arm pump going, just so I don't look, like I don't know the word I'm looking for, just non-pump, just push-ups.
Get your adrenaline going, yeah.
Exactly. I'll jump or like I'll pace a lot just to get loose. The biggest thing is just moving around is what I do. I don't like to stand because then you get stiff and you want to be loose as you can be. So I guess the biggest thing before I go out of that curtain is like just move around. Do some jumping squats, get a little pump going. Just get ready.
Definitely. So then, what would you say is like your favorite part about wrestling?
Oh, that's a good question. There's a lot. Honestly, it's just being free. It's just going. So I don't want to like go on like a side path, but not many people know, but I have Tourette syndrome. So I don't know if you guys know what that is. You guys probably know what it is, but neurological disorder. Neurons aren't firing right, so they make you tick.
Yeah.
Wrestling is what I tell a lot of people. Wrestling is my cure. There's no cure for Tourette syndrome as of today.
Yeah.
But wrestling is. So my favorite part about wrestling is just once I go through that curtain, I don't tick. It just melts away, and I'm in the zone. The crowd's right there, everybody's just like yelling. The music's loud. So honestly, my favorite part is just going out there, just hearing the fans, hearing your music, putting on a good match, getting that reaction. The reaction is like the big. I just love the reaction, the boos, the cheers, the pops,
Yeah.
That's just the big. That's honestly I would say my favorite part about pro wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that, honestly. If you would have never told me that, I would have never guessed it because
A lot of people.
you are so smooth in the ring. You're very smooth.
A lot of people, yeah, I get that a lot,
Yep, I would have never guessed it.
So my dad says, another question's for Trevor. Who would you say has been your toughest Indies match against?
I gotta say, right now, Brute Van Slyke. He's just a big guy. There's just nothing you could do. I mean, everything you're gonna take from him you're gonna feel it. Like, it's gonna jar you. I would say right now, yeah, it's gotta be Brute Van Slyke. He's a big guy. I don't know if you guys probably seen him. He's just a big guy. He does Beal throws, and you're gonna feel that because you're landing on the edge of the ring. You're landing right in the corner. His chops are good too. I mean, he'll lay them in. I actually, ironically enough, the match I had with him actually put me out of wrestling for I'd say about 2-3 weeks because the finisher he gave me was a discus lariat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a big guy, so he's gonna lay it in.
Yeah.
And the way I bumped at the time, when you're in the adrenaline, you don't really feel a whole lot. So
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I think our Trevor froze here.
It's too warm to be freezing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the internet doesn't feel that way.
No, the internet does what it wants.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe he realizes it now. Maybe he'll jump back in.
Yeah.
But that's something I never knew that he had Tourette's. That's awesome that he kind of works through that, and and that wrestling is his medicine, because that's something in the ring I would have never guessed that for him. Never. That's awesome to see somebody really progress and really sidestep a kind of a debilitating disease at times, and really go for his dreams. That's awesome.
No, yeah, definitely. And it was the first person he does it no matter what.
Yeah.
He does it to succeed himself and whatever he wants and his goals. So that's good for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy to hear that story. That's an awesome story, I think. That's great.
No, yeah. This always seems to happen. Someone's internet always ends up going out.
Yeah.
Whether it's me, Sabrina. I mean, it's gonna happen. I'm sure he'll be back shortly.
Shortly, huh?
But my dad says, "Hi, Kelly."
Hi.
I know, I got the text message from Sabrina. She's like, "Oh, Kelly's filling," and I was like, "Oh, okay." My daddy's like, "Look at her go! Look at her go!" I'm like,
she asked me, and I've had such a busy and I'll just say busy week. It was one thing after the other this week, and then when she messaged me, I'm like, "Yeah, throw it on. I'm good. I'm handling life. I'm going and going like the Energizer Bunny here, trying."
Okay, I don't know what just happened there. That was weird.
Well,
my computer decided to reboot or something. My bad about that one.
You were talking about taking it.
So yes, I took the bump. Didn't really feel anything until a couple days later. I'm like, man, something's on my back. I'm hurting. It ended up escalating to the point where later that week, it was I was driving home from work and I drive a manual transmission car.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
And how old? Do you mind me asking how old are you?
23.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a six-speed manual car, but it got to the point where I come home from work just shifting, hurt, it hurt, excruciating. I am going to the chiropractor the next day, and my rib and spine are out of place. Oh. So he popped him back in, but yeah, I would say to answer that question, that was probably my toughest indie match. He's a big guy, so everything you take is gonna jar you.
I make a big fuss over the manual transmission because most of the younger generation don't know how
nobody. I'm a big car guy, so I've always been into cars, and
I grew up a car girl, so My uncle collected classic cars since I can remember. So he'd like the Chevelle. I personally have an 85 Corvette myself, but not a manual. It's just an automatic, a convertible. But yeah, I'm a car girl too. So I was good for you for that one. That's an off wrestling note,
you.
but
Yeah, they're slowly dying, unfortunately.
yes.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of bumps and things, how did you get your shiner there?
Oh, black guy. Pointing the wrong guy. Black guy.
Yep.
Cameras first. That was from this last Saturday show with my home promotion Excite. I was facing Tyler Reed, and there was a part in the match where he goes for a lethal injection, which you guys know that move, where he goes for the handspring and then does the cutter.
Mm-hmm.
I was I go to counter it, like catch him out of the air and then German suplex him, but I timed it wrong. So as he was going for the handspring, I started to sell up, but I sell up too soon. So his foot clips my eye as he goes for the handspring, and that's what created the black eye. The corner of my eye was bleeding a little bit, but like it's fine. It was on me. It was just my timing was off, and like I say, it looks worse. It looks worse than it really is. Like it doesn't hurt at all. It just looks awful.
No, yeah. And like on the topic of the injuries, do you think there's going to come a time that you're done with wrestling, or is it going to be more of like an injury kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you get benefit injury, that can easily put you out, make you retire. I hope that never happens. My big goal is to get to a point where, like, not the injuries, but to a point where I've made my goals. I've got to where I want to be and do, and I want to be like, I don't want to fully be out of the business. I just want to, I'm okay retiring wrestling, but I still want to be involved. Whether it's commentating or teaching. Honestly, that'd be pretty cool. Running my own dojo or being a part of a school. So I always wanted, I don't even I had the thought of just not wrestling, or being a part of it. I want to still be whether it's honestly, like I said, commentating, teaching probably be the biggest one because everybody wants to give back to the business. When they get old enough. So that's probably my big goal. Definitely.
Yeah. So you were saying about before that you were you love when you come out and you hear the boos and the cheers.
Yeah.
With that being said, are you more of the heel or are you face?
Oh, baby face, easily. I mean, I'm just a good guy. I love just getting the crowd pumped. Freaking, they love me. I mean, I had that aura, that vibe, just like hey, I'm a cool guy. I'm not I just I've tried to be heel. There's been not shows, but there's been practice matches, student shows that I've done. I've honestly when I've been heel, but it just doesn't work. You just tell, you can either tell that I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come natural. Whereas a face, that's easy. I just gotta be me. I don't have to try. So definitely baby face.
That's one thing when you're in the ring, you come off as highly energetic, very much the baby face, very much into the crowd and wanting the crowd to get behind you. And it's easy for them to get behind you because of your energy level is so high, and you interact with the crowd a lot too, which is a great thing. There are some that do, but not a lot.
Yeah, you have to interact with the crowd because it's
as a baby face. I mean, heels interact with the crowd all the time.
Yeah,
they want those boos. They want it.
You got the big thing with faces is you got to connect with the crowd. Make them want you to win and cheer for you. You really got to grab them by the emotions.
Yeah, I once heard too that it's easier being a heel. I heard somebody say it's easier being the heel and have them hate you than it is to make them love you and be the baby face. So maybe that's a good thing for you that it comes naturally for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely easier being a heel. That's why there's so many heels out there nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. And I'm all about standing out and being unique. So I don't want to go with the flow of be a heel because it's easy in the business. Let's do the challenging stuff.
Yeah, I think everybody too, as in the rest. I don't know if you watch AEW or do you watch any major promotions?
Yeah. Oh yeah, AEW. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think a lot of people they see the MJF route and they like, oh, I want to get
Yeah.
that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Yeah, MJF he's very talented, very good, but
Oh yeah,
he's one of a kind. You can't.
that's gonna be hard to emulate. Yes.
Yeah, you emulate or even surpass. It's
Yeah. No.
yeah,
He's a once in a lifetime, I think, performer out there. Like he's just once in a
100%.
lifetime.
Oh my God, yeah, he's very very good.
No, yeah, and like on the topic of the bigger promotions, if you got a call from AEW and WWE, which one would you take?
Man, that's wow. That's so tough because I love both. Like the first question, I grew up with WWE. That
Right.
was
Yeah.
first ever show. But then also I've grown into a man where I love like the AEW and New Japan aspect where like
Yeah.
they're together. Like I love that. But in wrestling, you gotta there's some they taught us down in Georgia is like you gotta be smart. It's wrestling is all about marketing. You're a product, so you want to make the most money you can. So the smart business would be WWE because like you're just gonna make a lot more, and you're gonna be with them. You're gonna sign. You start with NXT. You'll be a developmental. You do that for however many years, and then like you just like it's like a consistent thing. Whereas AEW, like I love AEW, but something I notice and something is that they just got so much talent. They got so much talent.
Yeah, the roster is
Like
stacked.
let's say you're with AEW, but they only put you on Dark. Like once every other week or something.
Yeah, I mean they have Ring of Honor now, but it's more like a streaming thing. Unfortunately, it's like it's more of a streaming thing. It's not something that's on actual television or YouTube. You have to pay for the subscription, which I think is. I wish they would have found another way, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's what it's like. I would love to say AEW, but like my worry would be is that okay, I signed with AEW. Let's say like 3 years, right? 3 years, and all I do is put me on Dark. It's like not that much. It's just Dark, and then once your contract's up, let's say they don't re-sign you. You don't have much leverage to like
Right.
once you leave.
Right. I mean,
That's the problem. You see that I see at least. Everybody
yeah.
their
I
vision.
mean, there are success stories there. Like Action Andretti goes in on Dark, but he was right moment, right time,
Exactly,
right
right
move.
moment.
Jericho saw him and said, "I'm going to make him a star," and that was off you went. But it was like the right place, right time scenario.
Exactly. So yeah, to answer that question, I would say WWE just because it's consistent. They'll make something out of you, and you make good money, like very solid money, and that's what everybody wants to do in this business. You can be like stubborn and be like oh well, AEW is my style and but you gotta be smart too, because that's how you make money.
Yeah, it's one or the other. There, I think you have more creative freedom in AEW, but you're getting the more money and more. And just to be honest, I love AEW. AEW is my favorite.
Exactly.
But WWE is a household name.
Yeah, exactly.
Household name. Make it there. Everybody knows who John Cena is. Everybody knows who Rock is. Everybody, you know what I mean. Everybody knows. I think even Randy Orton to this point. I think you could tell people that, and they would know who he is.
No, yeah, definitely.
You have a better shot of becoming a household name and making money, moving on into acting, all that kind of stuff through WWE than you do AEW.
No, yeah, definitely. So, like, usually at this point, another thing we'd go into is, like, who me or Sabrina can see you facing. And, like, before we say that, my dad goes and says Trevor versus Nolan at PPW.
That would be good.
They're both fairly new. I think they both will kill it in the ring.
Yeah.
I'll have to check out Nolan. I'm not super familiar with PPW. I'll definitely look into that now because I'm very curious.
I think Trevor would be a good fit with PPW. I do.
No, yeah, maybe even he can tag with Nolan, and then they can like go against each other.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I like feuds I like storylines like that where like tag team partners end up going against each other.
Like the mega powers exploding. Yeah. Yeah.
I like angles like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I guess that's what happened, like with Tom Mitchell and Johnny Moran.
Moran.
A tag team, and then Tom Mitchell, my boy, he was like, not dealing with that guy, because I'm not a fan of Johnny Moran. So I was like, yeah, you get him. And then Johnny Moran turned around and then helped him win that match. I was like, I'll like you for this 3 seconds, but then that's about it. Like, you're not gonna hear me cheer for you ever again. So I was super excited when that happened. So maybe we gotta throw some more tag teams in there, and maybe that storyline can build of you and Nolan, and then one of you betrays
I want to do more tag. Like, that's the one thing. Like, I love singles like stuff. I like triple threats, fatal four ways, and whatnot. They're fun, but I definitely want to dabble some more. Like, that's the thing I need to work. Like, just get more experience of his tag team stuff, whether it's trios, just regular tag teams. I want to do more of that because I've only done. I think the only live show I've done tag team was the UCW show with Tom Mitchell. So that was a cool experience. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there you go. So Kelly, who can you see Trevor facing?
That's what I'm just sitting here thinking, and I kind of would like somebody like Lucha Libre type. I'll go far as and say I think Andy would be a good fit, because Andy's kind of Lucha Libre and a little bit of New Japan style, also strong style. I also think Goldie. For some reason, Goldie pops in my head that Goldie would be a good face versus, like, because he is a strong face, and then Goldie's a strong villain, like strong heel. That would be a good dynamic there.
Definitely.
Goldie is. Ask Sabrina about Goldie too. She'll get crazy for him. I can't. The men she likes.
I'd be on Trevor's side. I don't like Goldie. Like, no offense, Goldie.
Yeah.
I know it's your character, but baby, no. I'd be so Trevor. I'd be so pro Trevor on that one.
Nice.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Although when I do see you in, when I'm actually, and that's a hard thing for me when I'm behind the camera. It's hard for me to stay neutral with everybody, because I usually end up cheering for somebody out there, and I usually do end up cheering for you. The 2 times I saw you, I thought, man, this guy's good. I really like him. I'm cheering for him. I'm hitting the mat. I'm giving the woos here and there, trying to get the crowd going too. So it's hard, but yeah, I do find myself cheering for you. So
awesome.
Why not? Even the photographer's got to have some fun.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay.
What's up?
I try to stay as neutral as possible. Like, I go in with black shirt, black pants and everything on. And like, there was a couple times I wanted to wear my Diamond City War Machines shirt, and I'm like, no, I better not. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that. It's my first trainer that got me started, Jeff Greeno, or Anarchy Ash Aubrey. He brought up a really cool point that I remember my early days. He actually loved it when the referees, the cameramen, the photographers got into the match, because like it plays to the realism. He like, I'll never forget him saying that. And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, like if you ever watch a match, the photographers, the cameramen, the referees are so like almost like not robotic, but like just in their lane.
Yeah.
And the rest is doing their thing. And like, I get the argument of like, oh well, it takes this off the spotlight. But I agree with Jeff. I agree with my trainer. I think it plays into the realism.
Yeah, I mean, I love taking my pictures and stuff, but I'm also a fan too. Like, when I'm sitting there watching, I'm also a fan. So I'm also trying to keep quiet, but when I get into it, I get into it too. I start yelling. I'll start yelling ringside or trying to get the crowd going too. So yeah. Speaking of merch and stuff, do you have any merch?
Well, not yet. So I'm a procrastinator when it comes to this stuff. I don't have merch yet. I am in the process of just planning things out. I do plan on soon. I don't want to say a date because I know how I am. But I'd like to, by the next Excite show, have something, whether it's just some action shots or like, I'm not sure if I can get shirts in time. Maybe within like a month. I'm not sure how long it takes for custom clothing to get shipped out, but maybe some action photos would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But definitely soon.
I think my friend Eric Pinhat, he was in for 2, and he's one half of the Diamond City War Machine.
Yeah,
he was at that show.
Yeah, he just did. He was a photographer. Our last
Yeah.
night show. He did really good. He got some
He
awesome
is
shots.
he does excellent work. Like he was
Yeah,
one of the guys when I first started helping me out and stuff. He's so kind, so nice, but his work is spectacular. I will say that. So I was happy to see him get back in there, get behind the camera a little bit too.
yeah. He's a cool guy. I like
So,
him.
that show looked cool. Like that looks like a good venue there.
Oh,
Excite.
we're vibing. It's great. And we just expanded like 2 months ago to Elmira. So we have two facilities now. We have our main one in Johnson City, New York,
Okay.
and now we have it's called the X2 in Elmira in the Arnott Mall.
Okay.
And so now we're running 2 shows a month, like back to back,
Wow.
Friday,
Wow.
Saturday. Yep. So
That's
yeah,
really
and it's
cool.
like I said, all our we don't gotta move a ring, like it's our facility, like that's like our. So it's a nice venue. I definitely recommend getting out there if you can.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a nice venue from Eric's or from Pinhat's photos too. So that's awesome.
No, yeah, and on the topic of like the vibes, I think a good match would be Trevor versus Bro Keller because
Oh,
Keller
excellent
brings
choice.
the vibe.
Excellent.
I love Keller, man.
Yeah.
He always brings the energy. Like his thing is all energy, so I think that'll be. I mean,
That would be a good one.
both of you guys are faces, so I don't know.
Yeah,
how that would
it would be
work,
like a face. It would be a face versus face, but it wouldn't be more of a storyline thing. I think it's just a show of talent, a show of I would also
Same.
be the
Yep,
good
same
word.
energy.
Yeah.
Showing off each other's moves, and yeah, no, that's the face. I like I say this, even though like I'm not that good with face versus face. I've only done like just a handful of face versus face matches. It's tough. Like it is tough because you have you have your layout.
Mm-hmm.
Of, heel and face is easy because you just have your your steps. But yeah, face versus face is tough, but it can work if you know what you're doing. Definitely.
No,
Yeah.
So my dad has 2 more matches. He goes and says, yes, he will. Trevor versus Chris Slade.
Oh, that's another good one too. I forgot about Chris.
Chris Slade, yeah, he got lots of
Yeah.
people.
Chris Slade. I should. I'm not familiar with that name. I gotta look him up.
He's like, hold on, let me write down.
I know, you mentioned his name. I'm like, I can't think of this guy. Who is he?
He's very Harley. How would you describe him? You think like very kind of mix of a high flyer, but also technical too.
Yeah.
I mean, I see him a lot like when he was a PPW, and I just saw him a couple weeks ago down near Gettysburg at a show. Very high. At the time, he was working with a lot of high flyers, but he was
gone again.
Oh no.
He's gone. He'll be back.
Please.
Oh my god. This time I don't think he froze. I think something just happened on his end.
I think he's looking up Chris Slade and probably exited out
like,
of
hold on, I gotta find this van. Oh no, I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
There we go. He's like, hold on.
Yeah, that one was on me. That one I Google searched Chris Slade. And I exited out the wrong tab.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's on me.
No, you're good.
Holy crap. Oh man, look at me all unprofessional.
That's okay.
This podcast is not professional. We try to be.
No, this is cool. No, you guys are doing awesome. This is fun.
Thank
Very
you.
fun for my first experience.
And last but not least, my dad has another match, which I'm going, you're a great babyface, but I gotta go. He goes and says Trevor versus V Marino.
I don't know.
I
don't know that person either.
They're more of like PPW, Pennsylvania stars.
I gotta look into PPW now. I mean, I've heard of it, but I haven't delved into research and whatnot.
I don't think do they have their recent episodes up of what's the TV show? I know my mom and dad watch it every Sunday night too now. Is it High Voltage Wrestling? I like the High Voltage. I don't know if it's High Voltage. Their Sunday night show on a local network around us. They have an hour show that runs on our local Service Electric Television channel. But I don't know if they upload that to their YouTube page or anything. I know they have some older episodes on there, but I don't know if they have anything recent.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But they have a really nice new venue now too. Harley, can you say it right? What's the venue name? Do you know what it's called? The Slangdon?
Slayton, yeah.
Slayton Marketplace. It's like a little antiques mall, but yet there's a nice like little arena that they go in and they put the ring in, and then there's all different kind of food there, like everything from Japanese food to Greek food to all different kind of stuff. That's a really nice venue now.
Nice.
It was a very nice upgrade for them.
No, yeah.
That's great.
I mean, a lot of wrestlers, they'll wrestle in there, but like, damn, I'm hungry. And then
Get
some crepes or something.
Yeah.
So
that's one thing I love about the X1 in Johnson City is we're in the Oakdale Mall, and I like one of my favorite places is it's as cheesy as it sounds. It's called Oakdale Pizza, but it's phenomenal. Like I mean, it's one of my coworkers who's seen me live. He's originally from Long Island, so like he knows pizza.
Yeah,
and he went there after the show, and he was like, dude, like this is probably the closest to my home of pizza I had. I'm like, oh, that's when you know it's good. That's when you know it's like when somebody native to the cities, it's good pizza. I always before, after, go to.
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. Pizza is amazing. So I remember when I took my Jersey trip with my parents, and we got like a slice of pizza on the boardwalk, like it was as big as my face. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know if I can finish this.
Some big slices. Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially in the boardwalk there, they do slice them big, I think.
Yeah.
So earlier you said like what was your favorite part of wrestling? What would you say is like your own personal like hardest part? Whether it's the drive or the move.
The hardest part, honestly, wrestling is getting out of that first phase of training. And what I mean by that is the first bumps you take, the move, like when you hit the ropes. When I first started, I was a wreck. My neck was so stiff and just sore from just really tensing up when taking a bump. I had like my skin wasn't tough. Just hitting the ropes, I got like rope bruises on my back, elbows, from the canvas torn up. I would say that's the hardest part of wrestling is the first phase of training, because your body's not ready. Your body's not, the human body isn't meant for, to do that,
No.
So that's the hardest part is just toughening your skin, just getting used to taking a bump or a slam. Because the first couple months, my necks were always sore, stiff.
Yeah.
Bloodied elbows.
It's one of the things I hate when people say wrestling's fake. Okay, the matches might be predetermined, but you know what? These guys are still taking hard hits, hard bumps. They're still putting their body on the line for entertainment for you. So please do not say that to me ever. Like I always hate that. So I can see that. It takes a strong mind to get past that first phase, I can imagine, because that's a lot of hard knocks on your body there. It's like, well, can I keep doing this? Can I keep push past this?
Honestly, the worst part, like it wasn't like I can handle like a sore neck or like scraped up elbows, rope bruises. The worst part was like when you learn bumps and like you don't tuck your chin at the right time. And you almost whiplash yourself.
Yeah,
that's the worst, because then like it just scared. Like you get scared. It's like, oh my god, I got concussion. Oh my god, like you're fine because actually hit your head, but like it's that whiplash effect.
Yeah,
that sucks. Like that, I used to get scared all the time after training. I'm like, oh my god, my career's over. I didn't even get started. But it's that's honestly like the worst feeling is like just like you think there's something like you think you're like you hurt your body, but like you're fine. You're just toughening your body out.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for real. I'm like one of those fans that will get so heated in the moment. I'll be like there's a wrestler, his name is Rembrandt, and that's my boy. I love Rembrandt. Every match he's in, I will always cheer for him. And like if someone starts like dissing him, I'll be like, hold on, and go on like an hour rant, be like, no, this is what he did, and this is why he deserves a championship opportunity. And like, wrestling, love it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
There's that meme going around. I had seen one of my friends had shared it. It was what wrestling is real and people are fake. I think it's like that's about right,
Yeah.
So,
True.
The bumps are real.
Bumps are real.
Bumps are real, baby.
Oh yeah.
So
So my dad has a question. We kind of touched up on this before, but he goes, "How long did you train before you try to yourself to do wrestling moves on other opponents?" I think like
how long did I train? Like the basics before, like we started doing spots and uh, not too long because I don't want to try to sound cocky or anything like that. But I think I caught on fairly quick. I would say probably at the time I was only training once a week because my work schedule. I would train every Sunday. I would say probably like a good like month or maybe like a month of just ropes, bumps, getting in and out of the ring. The cardio, doing like drills before I got to start doing like the body slam, the shoulder tackle, hip toss, arm drag. I'd say probably like a month. I'd say like a month or so, definitely.
Yeah. So you said like you plan on coming up with merch and like you mentioned some of your upcoming shows, but what are what are the shows you're actually working in these next couple weeks?
So confirmed bookings is the 29th, April 29th. It's NTW, which is in I know it's in Pennsylvania. I can't remember where. But it's I believe Keith Zimmer runs. Yeah, Keith Zimmer either helps or owns or runs it. And then May 5th and May 6th is when Excite returns. May 5th being the Elmira, May 6th our Johnson City one, and then May 13th. I don't want to go too far out. I'll stop at May 13th. May 13th back at High Ground Pro Wrestling.
There you go. And the May 13th is the High Ground. That's in Pennsylvania as well, right?
Yeah, it's the Falcon's Nest. Mayfield, Pennsylvania. Yep.
Still the Falcon's Nest, which is another one that has like a nice little.
It's cool.
I think a little bar or something there.
Yeah.
And some food and stuff there too. So that's a cool one also.
Yeah, that venue cracks me up because like the way I describe it to people, it's like I'm like picture a Legion, the bar, but put a dojo, like a karate dojo in there.
Yeah.
Because like you know what I'm talking about? There's like the trophies and all the karate like pictured people like with the pose,
and the karate quotes there.
It's cool. I like that venue. It's cool.
Yeah. I almost feel like I'm walking into Cobra Kai or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what my first time when I'm like, oh my god, this is Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. This dojo shows no mercy.
Dojo. This is so cool.
Yeah.
So if a younger fan comes up and asks you for advice, like they're like, "Hey Trevor, I want to do exactly what you're doing. What advice would you tell them?"
Oh man. Don't look back, Don't look back. Like if you want to do it, figure out a way to do it and just keep going forward. Don't look back. Don't get caught up in the drama either. Just have your goal, your motivation, and stick with it.
Yeah, just keep focused, keep going.
Stay focused because especially these younger kids, media is a big thing. I like another advice I give is like just don't stay away from the drama of medias, especially in school. There's so much drama. You have the cyberbullying. You have all like this. Just have your goals, have your motivation. Something that helped me. My mother. God bless her. I love. She's helped me so much growing up, and so many life lessons. Was just the media. Like she called because when I in high school, like growing up in school, the media was like when Facebook was first getting big, and like I was in middle school, and that was like the worst, man. It's cyberbullying. Wow. And like she told me she was like I don't I'm sensing like the media is just not good, and I didn't really use the media that much in school. Like I had the sports, my vision, my goals, and I just stuck with it. And honestly, I think it really helped me to shape me be the man I am today.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I didn't grow up in that. Like I'm in my 30s, so that wasn't a thing when I was in high school. Even like my face even really wasn't around yet. That might have been at the very tail end of my senior year or something. So I didn't have to deal with that. Like I had gotten bullied when I was in school, but when I went home, it went away. You know what I mean? It was kind of gone. It was in the back of your head, but it wasn't right in front of your phone all the time too. Like you said, the cyberbullying and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but I see it creep in here too. And it's like, come on, guys, like, come on, let's just wrestle. Like, let's have a good time.
Mm-hmm. The media is just nothing but like it sucks because, you know, I'm not a huge media guy, but I need it, like I have to use it because that's how you. So like, I'm always that constant, like, I have family and friends, my mother, for example, she's always like, get on your post, you gotta get on your posts, you gotta get. I'm like, oh, I know, but I don't like the media. But it's one of those things where like the media just brings so much negativity, drama, hate. Mm-hmm. But it's also one of those things where like we're at that point now in today's world where like you need it, like you know what I'm saying, like in a way, like it's like that crappy scenario where you need it, like it's kind of like a natural like necessity, but it just brings so much just drama. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And it's necessary. It's a necessary evil right now. Yeah, and I it's probably going to be for the rest of our time period. I hate to say, I don't see it getting.
Yeah, we've advanced to the point where like, there's you can't.
There's no going back. There's no living like 1997 anymore.
Yep.
So. Yeah, I get that. But even from my perspective, like every show I shoot, I try and have those pictures out like within a couple days, and I try and hold some back so like I have something to post a couple weeks down the line. If I don't have a show the next couple weeks, trying to keep those posts and stuff up and keep relevant is tough.
Yeah.
And especially for you guys too. I mean, you guys have training, you have lifting, like you got to keep your body in shape.
Yeah.
You gotta, and then plus try and handle a social media account, not only on Facebook, but on like I find I think Instagram is the biggest one for me.
That's where
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, some guys are on TikTok even, and God knows how long that's gonna last. But it's tough. Like that's a really tough juggle, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
No, yeah, and I think in like wrestling, someone's always gonna be pissed. Someone's always gonna take a post the wrong way. Someone's always gonna be mad. So let them be mad and just continue to do you.
Exactly. Like I said, just stay in your lane. Go with the flow.
Yep.
Don't look back. Just don't get involved.
I said on my interview here when you interviewed me, I said keep your eyes on your own paper.
Mm-hmm.
Like they used to tell us in school, keep your eyes on your own test, your paper.
Absolutely. So eyes in real life. Yeah.
Yep.
And a question that I have that me and Kelly were actually talking about right before you joined is Trevor your real name, or is that just your in-ring name?
Real name, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Trevor Terry, real name.
Real name, all right.
Yeah, the reason why I stuck with that is because it flows,
It flows, works. Yeah.
2 T's, flows. I love it.
I actually thought it was a ring name. I did, because I'm thinking that sounds kind of like a ring name. He's probably Trevor something else, or maybe Terry something else. He threw something, but that's pretty cool. It is, yeah.
It literally worked out.
Yeah, there's not many guys.
What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Go ahead.
There's not many guys or gals out there that actually use their real name, and I understand that factor. I understand for privacy reasons, but that's cool. That is your real name, and you use it.
Yeah, I mean,
makes it easier.
Yeah, the privacy thing, like it's just too good. Like it's unique. You don't hear that name.
No.
There's not a lot of Trevors. I mean, there is, but there's not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll take that possible risk.
I think one other one that I know of that wrestled, but I don't believe he wrestles anymore. But even just the Trevor Terry, like you said, it flows, 2 T's, and even the Terry part, like I don't hear Terry's in wrestling very often either, so it sticks.
I think I'll say the only Terry that pops up for me is Terry Funk. I mean,
yeah.
That's really the only Terry Funk, that I can visualize.
Yeah, that's very true. I didn't forget about Terry Funk, but I'm thinking of indies around us. Of course, how can you forget Terry Funk? Oh my God.
It's all good.
Lastly, do you have like a dream venue that you wish to wrestle at before you retire? Or call it quits?
Dream venue? Oh yeah. Wrestle Kingdom. New Japan.
Yeah, there you go.
Wrestle that's like, oh my God. the WrestleMania of New Japan. You know,
Yes.
it's oh my god, definitely dream venue. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's for me. That's refreshing to hear because most people say WrestleMania, like WrestleMania. It's like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, of
Kingdom.
course, yeah. Like, of course,
yeah.
I would love to wrestle at WrestleMania, but Wrestle Kingdom, man, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, it's a vibe, man. It's like, oh, it's insane. Oh my gosh.
It's something I think that's kind of all to its own type. Like it has its own vibe, its own everything. You know, that was a good choice. Good answer.
Thank you.
Where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, right now I'm using Facebook, which is just Trevor Terry. You can't miss me. It's my primary pick and background pick is literally it's me. Like my primary pick is I'm literally wearing this shirt. My primary pick. In the background is me and my gear. I'm on Instagram as well, which is all lowercase, no spaces, Trevor.Terry. And that's, again, you can't miss that. It's not private. You can see all the posts and you'll be able to tell it's me. And those are the two main social medias I'm using at the moment.
There you go. Kelly, you got any more questions for our guest?
No, I'm gonna say keep doing what you're doing. I hope to see you in the future again. I hope to get some shots of, or
Absolutely.
I hope to take some snaps of you soon. Or
I look forward to it.
Yeah, because you're a pleasure to take pictures of too. You're very photogenic, and keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna get somewhere. I know you are.
I appreciate that.
Good energy.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Trevor. I know this was your first podcast, so hopefully it was fun.
Oh my god, I had so much fun. Perfect way to end Friday night.
There you go.
Kelly, thank you so much for filling in for Sabrina.
Of course.
You know, Sabrina would have been like, oh my god, Cole Carter was such a great person, but thank you, Trevor, for coming on. Sabrina's a character. One day you'll get the ability to hear her ramble about Cole Carter and Goldie and all these men. But Sabrina, she's a great person. But thank you all for watching. And till next time.
Yep. Bye-bye, all.